Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, inviting you to join us here on Agenda Channels 8 and 250 of One News PH, and thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV. And maraming salamat po sa oras nyo ngayong umaga. Sabayan nyo kami dahil once again, we will try to inform you at the same time, give you lessons, educate you, and let you know what life is on the business side of things. Iba-iba na po kasi ang mga topics namin dito sa agenda. And while everyone is really working hard at the campaign and the political debates, etc., medyo ayaw naman po nating maiwanan yung tindahan, ika nga. Someone has to mind the store and sell other products, and that's what we're trying to do here on Agenda. But of course, we will still carry on interviewing even those running for political office. Today po is February 3, 2022. It's a Thursday. Baka sakali lang nakalimutan ninyo, Huwebes na po, malapit ng mag-weekend. Kung meron kayong mga hinahabol na deadline, wag niyong habulin, tapusin ninyo. Okay? And we would like to thank Marco Borlongan of PLDT, the PLDT group, for helping us and providing us with the PLDT home fiber optic internet. Kasi po, lalo na sa Batangas. Right now, I'm here in Pasig, in Capitolio, Pasig. But in Batangas, we also use PLDT home fiber optic internet, and very reliable po. Anyway, let's start the day. Who are our guests for today? One, we will be speaking with a Suki, a regular here on Agenda, to talk about vaccination for children. Kasi mag-uumpisa na po. If I'm not mistaken, it's starting tomorrow. The vaccines, a lot of vaccines are expected to arrive today. So pag landing yan, kalat na kagad. And there are still a lot of questions in the mind of people, lalo na kayong mga home ikananay, ano ba yung mga dapat ninyong isipin o malaman regarding bakunahan sa mga bata, particularly with the COVID-19 vaccine. So for that, we have invited regular here on agenda, Dr. Maria Consorcia Lim-Quizon, aka Doc Conky, and we will talk to her about that. Medyo nilista ko na nga po yung tanong ko kasi pag nag-i-impromptu ako, kalat ako kuminsan sa dami ng gustong itanong. After Doc Conky, we will be speaking with the General Manager of the Linden Suites. Ngayon, hindi po yan minatamis, ha? Suite po yan. Kumbaga, first class na mga kwarto, mga lugar sa isang hotel dyan sa Linden Suites. We will be speaking with Celeste Romualdo, an expert, a veteran in the field. And because many Filipinos are now returning, ito nga lang po, huwag kayong sasamaan loob kung sabihin sa inyo nung kamag-anakan yung galing aboard o abroad, ate, kuya, I think we'll just stay in the hotel. Sabihin nyo, napaka-saucy naman ito. Nakapag-abroad lang, pa-hotel-hotel na. Kasi po, meron akong isang dating kasama sa trabaho. She was our guest coordinator in another program in ANC when I was still with ANC. And she came back from Canada and sabi niya, kuya, maybe mag-Airbnb na lang kami kasi sobrang daming kaso. Ayaw naman naming madisgrasya o kaya magka-problema, especially when it comes time for us to leave. So 2 weeks prior to their return to Canada, they're booking Airbnb at doon na laang sila kasi sabi nila at least doon masisiguro namin hindi kami madadali, hopefully, ng Omicron. Okay, let's go to our daily starter today. The time is 8:04. And our daily starter po, one of my favorites, something that I have learned through the years, and it comes from the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. Ito po, isa sa mga I would like to share with all of you because it is so true and it is so important. Simple lang, if any of you lacks wisdom, kung sino man sa inyo ang nagkukulang sa talino o kaalaman, okay? You should ask God, hingin nyo sa Diyos who gives generously without finding fault, na nagbibigay ng maluwag at hindi nanunumbat, okay? And it will be given to you at sa kanyang, siya niyang ibibigay sa inyo. Asking God for wisdom is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because nowadays, itong mga panahon na ito, we are in transition. Yung iba sa inyo gusto nang bumalik sa normal. Yung iba sa inyo wala nang babalik ang normal. And some of us have come to discover that what we thought was normal was abnormal. And a lot of my friends have now begun to question, have started to question their value systems before COVID, their priorities before COVID, at maraming nagbenta na ng mga bahay, maraming bumalik na sa probinsya. Yung iba nga dyan, iniwanan yung mga bahay dito sa Metro Manila. Ang nakatira, si Haring Houseboy, Haring Security Guard, yung Prinsesa Kusinera. Sila na po nagmamayari ng mga bahay. Kasi many of my friends decided, I don't need this. I just want to go back to the province, fresh air, makapangisda, etc. So as you question things in your life now, as we all transition, let's ask God for wisdom. Okay, now let's go to the Philippine Star front page, the headlines on the Philippine Star. Naku po, medyo ako ay nangangamote ngayong umaga, mabagal yung aking Philippine Star, pero na, no? Yung aking online, hindi yung Philippine Star. Ako yung mabagal. Okay, the front page, headline, Malacanang Palace, file wraps on family deal. Sinabi ni acting presidential spokesperson Alexis Nograles na the Blue Ribbon Committee should go ahead and move for the filing of charges against those found guilty or suspected of criminal behavior or action in the family deal. Meanwhile, at the top of the front page, the header, the Senate report also released their findings that Secretary Cusi of the Department of Energy is liable, criminally ba or administratively liable for selling the Malampaya project, okay, or yung Malampaya gas facility, okay, natural gas facility. Yung pong litrato dyan sa ibabaw ng Philippine Star na nakikita nyo, pagkahaba-habang pila, commuters wait for a ride on public utility vehicles along Commonwealth Avenue. The government, kasi wala na yung no box, no ride. Ayun, biglang naglipa na, naglabasan lahat ng mga tao para sumakay. Okay. The DOH says Philippines now at moderate COVID risk. Diba? Dati high risk. We are now at moderate COVID risk. Baka mamaya pwedeng explica rin yan ni Doc Conky if we still have time. Youth groups seek vape dito from Malacanang. Ayan po, no? Kasi inaproba ng Congress. Pero talaga, wala na, no? Walang yan kung walang yan. Pero itong kongreso natin talaga medyo ibang klase, mga inapprove. Inapprove yung vape bill. Sino kaya ang naglabi? Tapos nagbigay ng prangkisa sa online sabong, inuna pa yon. Dito yung youth groups, medical community, etc. have been pushing na huwag ituloy, huwag pirmahan ni Presidente Rodrigo Duterte yung vape bill. Okay. Meanwhile, Carlo Nograles once again said the government is cool, malamig. Hindi sila hot na alisin yung alert levels. They are not eager to remove the alert level system in the country because it has its uses when there are surges. Oh, very kita mo naman very poetic pa. Health workers at the Philippine General Hospital staged a picket during their lunch break yesterday to protest a cut in their COVID-19 benefits. Ayan na naman, cut na naman ng mga budget. Total, okay, good news. Para may good news tayong konti. COVID-19 tally of Philippine cases, 7,661 new cases. So ayun po, maganda, bumaba na talaga all over the country. Pero marami pa rin pong namamatay. 43 people have died as of yesterday. Only yesterday lang po yun. And that photo that you see at the bottom of the Philippine Star, ayun. Fake vaccination card. 3 men wait to be booked at the Manila Police District Barbosa Station sa may Quiapo. Hindi na sa Recto. Sa Quiapo na ngayon ginagawa yung mga fake vaccination cards. And last but not the least, okay, the Commission on Elections, Commissioner retired yesterday kasama na doon si Commissioner Rowena Guanzon. Thank you for your service to the country, to the 3 commissioners, Commissioner Rowena Guanzon, Antonio Co, and Chairman Sheriff Abbas. Ayun po. So magkakabalasahan pati yata yung mga desisyon mukhang sinasyapol ulit. Sa kasino o sa sabungan pag ginawa mo yun, nababaril o nawawala eh. Okay, Omicron subvariant found in 57 countries. Yun na po, regular news na po yan. Kasi kahapon binasa rin natin, we mentioned that the Omicron variant BA2 kalat na rin po sa maraming bansa. And here in the Philippines, it is the dominant variant. Okay, now let's talk to Dr. Maria Consorcia Lim-Quizon. Doc Conky, good morning sa imo.
Good morning, Cito, and good morning sa lahat ng mga viewers.
Actually, sablay yung bati ko kasi hindi ka naman Bisaya.
Kapampangan, Mekeni ako.
Mekeni ka, kanya hindi ko dapat sinasabing sa imo. But anyway, Doc Conky, good morning. And I listed down my questions para hindi na tayo magkaroon ng parang sabog-sabog sa dami ng gusto ko itanong. They're about to start the vaccination for children 5 years old and above. Now, when is it officially going to start? Is that tomorrow?
Officially, it's on February 4 tomorrow. Sa mga selected areas muna. I don't have the list right now. Mas maalam siguro kayo sa listahan. Pero yon, selected areas muna. It's going to start tomorrow para sa mga 5 to 11.
Okay. Now, yung mga 5 to 11 na mga bata, what will be the process? Because I heard one doctor say na kailangan pa-test yung chicken, siguruhin na yung mga bata ay hindi walang COVID or hindi nagkaroon ng exposure to a positive COVID patient. Now, how are they going to screen the 5 to 11 before vaccination?
Oo. Unang-una, parang ang hirap naman imaginein na ipapaswab mo muna lahat ng mga yon bago mo pabakunahan, no? So, by and large, mamatanda, mabata, yung physically, clinically, yung alam natin na walang sakit o hindi nagkasakit ng mga nakaraang araw, yun ang sigurado ka na pwedeng-pwede ng pabakunahan, no? Ang rule of thumb is 2 weeks pagkatapos nung meron siyang nararamdaman o symptomatic siya. Regardless of whether konting sipon, konting ubo, yung ganun ba, o kaya nagtae, magpalipas ka ng 2 linggo bago mo dalhin for bakuna. More or less, makakasiguro ka na walang ibang nararamdaman kay COVID man yon o hindi, yung bata, bago mo pa bakunahan. Of course, the
Yeah.
best would still be if you can afford it and the service is available o kung maililibre, edi ipa-swab na muna para siguraduhin na wala siyang COVID at that particular time.
Okay, now why is this a concern? I mean, obviously, masasagot ko rin yung sarili kong tanong, ano? Pero ikaw kasi yung doktor. Kasi
Oo.
may mga magtatanong na ano ba ang kahalagahan? Why is it important that the child is not exposed to COVID-19 or does not have any other symptom or disease?
Oo. Alalahanin natin na kapagka pinabakunahan natin maglalabas ng sundalo katawan natin para nga it takes effort or energy for the body to raise antibodies. So, as much as possible, ayaw mong may sakit, ano ilalabas nun? Maaring hindi optimal yung magiging reaction doon sa bakuna kung may sakit kasalukuyan yung bata. Regardless, again, I will repeat, regardless of whether it's COVID or any other disease. And regardless also of COVID vaccine, kahit na ibang bakuna ibibigay mo, as much as possible, walang ibang sakit. In the
Okay.
pinkest of health, eka nga.
Kumbaga, nakikipag-boxing yung katawan mo, nakikipaglaban yung katawan mo sa sipon o sa lagnat o sa ubo o kung ano mang infection. Pag pinasukan ng bakuna, ano ba yung nagiging result? Nagpapababa kasi may mga kwento, Doc Conky, na pag binabakunahan tayo, dapat daw stay at home tayo ng 2 linggo kasi dahil daw doon sa katawan nating nag-a-adjust sa bakuna, bumababa ang resistensya natin. Is that true or is that urban
Oo.
myth?
Kalahati. Half true, half false, no? Bumababa ang resistensya kasi nagfo-focus ang katawan mo sa pag-i-increase ng antibodies doon sa bakunang tinanggap mo. Hindi ba pag nagpabakuna ka, ang magiging reaction ng katawan mo is, sige, kikilalanin niya kung ano yung binakuna sa'yo at maglalabas siya ng antibodies kaangkop doon sa binakuna sa'yo. Gumagawa siya ng sundalo, kumbaga. So, ayaw mong sabayan. Sabi mo nga, teka, busy pa yung sundalo, gumagawa yung katawan ko ng sundalo. Huwag mong sabayan na, may talagang kalaban dyan. You know what I mean? So, hindi na, maaring hindi maging optimal o mahirap kasi sabihin talaga na, nakakababa na resistensya yan. Hindi naman sa nakakababa na resistensya, kundi the body has to focus on kung ano yung dapat niyang gawin nung oras na yon.
Okay. So ngayon, ang tanong, hindi lahat may kaya, pero kung may kaya ka o kaya mong bumili ng antigen, mas maigi bang magpa-antigen? Kasi alam mo, Doc Conky, meron akong personal experience sa isa sa mga apu-apuhan ko sa probinsya. Nung nabakunahan, biglang after 24 hours nagkakomplikasyon. Mahabang usapan, mahabang diskurso, pati Secretary of Health na involved noong mga panahon na yon. And ang kinalabasan, parang sinasabi nila, findings nila, yung bata nung nabakunahan doon sa parang yung mga binibigay sa school, sa eskwelahan, nangatsyempohan na, excuse me, may dengue. So sabi, parang na-double jeopardy yung bata. Ngayon, so in this case, ano ba, sabi mo, obserbahan yung mga bata, observe the children for 2 weeks, make sure they have no colds, no coughs, no fever, nothing. Pati ba toothache kasama dyan? Hindi, naniniguro ko, infection yun.
Tama ka. Strictly speaking, oo, sige, kahit na masakit lang ang ipin dahil nga hindi mo kaya sumakit yun, may infection, right? So, better not anymore kasi it can wait naman. Pwede naman maghintay. Alam mo, Sito, kasi parang kaya natin kinatatakutan itong COVID bakuna is because we think it is something really special. Hindi. Sooner or later, maisasama na yan doon sa mga regular na bakuna na binibigay natin, okay?
Mhm.
And yung mga sinasabi ko na kahit measles yan, DPT, tetanus, dekahon na yan na kung may nararamdaman ng bata, konting sipon, konting ubo, whatever, hindi babakunahan nung oras na yon sapagkat nga may nararamdaman. So
Mhm.
ganun din ang sa COVID.
Okay,
Not
so kung
because not because COVID yan and special yan. Hindi.
Mhm.
As a rule.
Okay, yung bang bakuna, is that vaccine for 5 to 10 years old ba kanyo or 5 to
5 to
12?
11?
5 to 11. Yung bakuna na yan, is it a milder form of the COVID vaccine? Kasi hindi ba merong for adults, merong for children, for
Oo.
pediatric
Oo.
application.
Oo.
Ano ba yung klase yan?
Hindi. Yun pa rin naman nagkaiba sa dosage. You know,
Hmm.
it's like amoxicillin, 500
Oh,
milligrams para sa mga matatanda. Ngayon doon sa bata, 250.
para sa mga
Kamo na.
addicts sa antibiotic.
250. Example lang po yon. Hindi ko sinasabing mag-inom ng kung ano. Tapos, para sa mga younger age group, it depends on the body weight. Okay? So,
Oh.
so yon. Kaya may special yung preparasyon, pero
Mhm.
yung laman ay yun pa rin. Hindi natin sinasabi, mas milder o mas hindi yung efficacy mas mababa ko sa mga bata. Hindi gano'n.
Mas
Oo,
malabnaw, hindi
oo.
mas malapot. Oh.
Tama. So yung dosage, sa dosage tayo nagkakaiba.
Yeah, okay. Ngayon, yung bang ringgilya niyan, special din. Kasi alam mo, some people will suspect now that we're talking about dosing, about
Mm-mm.
special, etc. Some might be wondering, naku, baka that yung ringgilya na yan, baka mamaya mo, kapusin or short. How do they ensure that based on those body weights, they will be able to inoculate the right volume of
Oo, oo,
vaccine?
oo. May sapat na syringes na
Mhm.
available. Ang pinakamaliit kasi sa atin na yung calibrated na konting-konti lang is yung tinatawag na tuberculin syringe na
Mhm.
yun talagang hanggang sa pinakakonti na calibration pwede mo ibigay na hindi magkakamali. Kasi kahit naman ordinaryong gamot, kung maliit lang yung konti lang yung ibibigay mo, hindi ka naman gagamit ng 5 ml o 10 ml syringe para doon sa konting-konting, let's say, 0.5, 0.25 ml. So,
Mhm.
talagang may karampatan o may karampatang syringe para doon.
Okay, now is this limited to one brand, Doc Conky, or are this going, kasi we had that issue for the
Mm,
adults,
mm,
the choosy population.
mm,
Dito ba
mm.
puro Pfizer lang ba ito?
Oo, walang choice. Kasi so far, ang may FDA approval lang sa atin ay yung Pfizer.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
walang choice po. Yun, Pfizer lang muna talaga ang pwedeng gamitin.
Okay, now how will the program go? Will this be 2+1 pa rin or 2+1+1?
Oo. So far, no, at least that is what I heard from the former CDC director, US CDC director, na 2 doses, no?
Mhm.
So, however, whether it's pediatric or adult dose, what is not confirmed as of the moment is what we may deem as full immunization. Is 2 doses enough for full immunization or should it be 3 doses? Remember na yung DPT, kung
Mhm.
as a parent, kung inabutan mo,
Yeah.
yung 3 doses yon bago mo masabing fully immunized yung kid. Hindi
Oh,
ba? And then
yes.
you get a booster after 1 year. And then for other gamot, you get another booster after 5 years, and that's lifetime. Okay?
Mhm.
Dito sa COVID, ang alam lang natin sigurado sa ngayon, yung 2 doses is enough at the moment, but we don't know kung okay, is that full immunization or when will be the schedule for booster. Sa ngayon, nabu-boost tayo, binigyan tayo ng booster, hindi ba?
Mhm.
Subalit hindi sa adults. Subalit hindi natin alam, o sige, hanggang kailan yan? After 6 months ba, bibigyan tayo uli? O after 1 year ba, bibigyan tayo uli? Hindi pa sigurado because it's still under research. We will
Okay.
just have to wait on what the international health authorities are going to tell us.
Okay, speaking of international health authorities, sure, you are a experienced veteran epidemiologist. Now, are what are the successful programs that we can cite? Yung kumbaga pag may nagtanong, nagawa na po ba yan sa ibang bansa? Baka mamaya ginipig ho kami o yung mga anak namin tubuan ng buntot. May sungay na nga, tubuan pa ng buntot. Sorry, nagpapatawa lang po. Okay, but as far as international programs go, what countries have done this inoculation of 5 to 11?
US na nag-umpisa because yung Pfizer
US based.
US based. So sila nag-umpisa, and so far what they have to say is it's safe. It's really safe, and they really need it if we are to go back to normal. You started the program by saying, what is the new normal and what can we do about it, or how can we cope with it? Okay, so in order to go back to the classrooms, in order to do face-to-face, kailangan talagang bakunahan itong mga bata kung kaya nagkumahog sila. And so far, so good. Wala naman talagang super-duper adverse reactions or deadly reactions na naitala so far sa mga bata na nabakunahan.
Okay, I don't think we properly addressed that issue regarding the 2-week timeout. Yung pagkatapos mong mabakunahan o kung yung anak mo nabakunahan, first dose or second dose, some people have been saying, Kuyang, you need to have a 2-week timeout. Huwag kang lalabas, huwag kang magpapa-expose kasi yung resistensya mo mababa. Sabi ko, paano nangyari yun? Na double box na ako, yung booster ko, kailangan ko pa rin mag 2-week timeout. What's the truth?
Actually, in-address ko yan. I tried to explain according to your to your question.
Oo.
But aning ko man tignan dito sa directives ng DOH, wala naman sinasabi manahimik muna sa bahay 2 weeks after having been
Inoculation.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Ang masasabi ko lang, siguro ang pinanggalingan yan, remember na yung immunity mo will kick in pagkabakuna mo 2 weeks, more or less 2 weeks after. Hindi ba? So, alam mo, sige, may shield na ako. Kasi kung naglalabas ka 2 weeks, pagkabakuna mo, wala pang 2 weeks. Ang yabang mo, akala mo,
Aray.
akala mo meron ka ng protection. Wala pa. Tapos, ayan, nagkasakit ka, kasalanan na naman ng DOH yung gano'n. Kasi hindi pa nag-kick in yung immunity. So I guess, maybe, alam mo naman na naiiba interpretasyon. Baka para sa iba, yun ang interpretasyon nila na 2 weeks manahimik ka muna sa bahay.
Okay.
So,
now, Doc Conky, we're basically, you have answered all my questions, but baka meron kang gustong paabot. You might have a message for the parents of 5 to 11-year-olds who are now lined up for vaccination starting tomorrow in select places, pero this will be nationwide quite soon. So we please take this opportunity if you would.
Thank you for the opportunity, and nananawagan po ako sa mga parents ng merong 5 to 11-year-old na mga bata. Hinintay po natin ito sapagkat hindi naman natin silang pwedeng ikulong for the longest time, no? Ito na po yung pagkakataon. Safe po itong vaccine na to, at kung hindi rin lang yung oras na yon, yung napag-usapan natin na may nararamdaman ng bata, pwede na pong dalhin, pabakunahan. Yung susunod po tinatanong ng mga parents, paano kung may comorbidity? Yung bata, kung may asthma, kung may diabetes, kung may cancer na nagkataon, para rin po sa mga adult, kung kailan may comorbidity, doon nga lubhang nangangailangan ng bakuna yung mga bata. So, safe pa rin po sa mga may comorbidities na ipabakuna yung mga bata. So, we've waited for this, and let us take advantage of the available vaccination for the kids.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Doc Conky, and do have a pleasant day. Medyo relax-relax ka dyan and take care of yourself. And God bless you, Doc Conky.
Thank you, Cito, and likewise.
Okay, that's Dr. Maria Consorcia Lim-Quizon, member of the National Immunization Technical Advisory Group. Okay, we will go for a quick break, and when we come back, alamin nga natin. Ha? Saan ba yung Linden Suites na yan? Para alam natin kung saan pupunta si Tito, si Tita, yung mga magtatago na returning Pilipino or returning mga tourists kasi marami po they would rather just stay in hotels now than makikitira pa sa mga kamag-anakan at magkahawa-hawahan pa dyan daw sa Linden Suites pagkalinis-linis, pagkaganda-ganda. Tingnan natin, malaman natin from our next guest. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV, viewers of One News PH on channels 8 and 250, and for joining us here on Agenda. Like I mentioned earlier, we are doing our best to mind the store, ika nga, while everyone is covering politics, debates, and campaigns. We are trying to do the balance of news and current affairs. So natapos na po yung news and tungkol sa vaccination for 5 to 11. Now let's go to other matters still related to current affairs. The country has opened its borders to foreign tourists, returning OFWs and Filipinos abroad. And something that I picked up from some of them is that they are opting to stay in hotels, in Airbnbs, because there is still the concern of getting Omicron from the communities or households. So sabi ng mga ibang kakilala ko, ito po ordinaryong mga Pilipino, no? Some of them are OFWs, etc. And sabi, kuyang mas safe kasi dun sa mga hotel kasi kami-kami lang, o ako lang, o yung ako at yung aking misis lang. And kung may bibisita, so social distancing na lang kami. Hindi naman they're not, trying to avoid relatives, but they're trying to avoid relatives with COVID, particularly Omicron. So anyway, today we are going to be speaking with the General Manager of the Linden Suites, none other than Celeste Romualdo. Good morning, Ms. Romualdo.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me, Sir Cito, and thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, for starters, pasensya ka na. Matagal na kasi akong hindi nakakalabas ng mga bakuran and I have no idea where Linden Suites is. Mahina na yung memory ko.
Actually, sir, we are located at the heart of Ortigas at 37 San Miguel Avenue, Ortigas Center, Pasig City, right at the back of Mega Mall and San Miguel Compound.
Okay. So kumbaga talagang sentrong-sentro sa puso ng Metro Manila because
Right.
that is the center of things right now. And what exactly is the category of Linden Suites? Because may mga nagtatanong, suites, di napakamahal niyan. Alam nyo, pag suite, doblado ang bayad. Hotel ba yan or business hotel ba yan, etc.?
The Linden Suites is a DOT accredited 4-star accommodation. Right now, our category is multiple use hotels who can accommodate business, leisure, long staying, and also quarantine guests. So all types of market, we're open now, especially that alert level 2 has been hoisted a week ago.
Okay, so wala na, hindi na quarantine. Kumbaga talagang para sa ano na yan, sa mga tourists and returning residents or non-residents. Now, as far as the business goes, okay, why is it called Linden Suites? Is it part of a chain, part of a franchise, or is it named after somebody in particular?
It's an independent hotel. From what I know, Linden is a leaf, and this business has been up for more than 20 years, and they said that they get the inspiration for the name from a leaf, and it symbolizes also the values of the Linden into sustainable practices and all.
Okay, sustainable practices. Medyo usong-uso yan ngayon. Before COVID, everyone was talking about sustainable practices. Now, how does one become the general manager of Linden Suites? Because saan ba, where did you start out in terms of, are you, in terms of education, training, and career, really a hotelier from zero to current, or did you have to shift from some other field?
I started my career here actually in Linden. That's why it feels like a second home. It is where I started my career as a front office associate and worked my way up through the ranks. So, and then after...
Front office associate. Kasi, alam mo, parang flight attendant. Pero, tiga bigay ng pagkain. Pero yung front office associate, kayo yung clerk sa front desk?
Yes, sir. Actually, the front office, they called it the heart of the hotel because that's where all the communication goes. And we connect to all the department to ensure that all the guest requests and requirements are being attended to.
So you welcome the guest and tigasalo rin kayo ng complaints.
Yes.
Okay.
Part of the job. So,
okay. Yeah.
So I took over the Linden Suites as general manager 6 months ago. That's before the community lockdown was enforced. So prior to that, I worked for 8 years as a general manager in one of Manila's best Western hotels. So that's why rejoining Linden as a GM was actually a huge step forward. It represented an exciting and new challenge for me.
Okay, now for those who have relatives or who may be watching us via Facebook abroad and planning to come back to Manila very soon, what does the Linden Suites have to offer, and how about your packages? Because syempre, alam mo naman ng mga Pilipino, price muna pag-usapan natin kaysa kahit na ganda-ganda ng hotel, tatanong siya, price muna.
Right. We offer, actually our hotel is suited for individuals and families looking for comfortable, roomy, and safe spaces for quality time. So our price points are very, very attractive. So we have promos as low as 3,000 for individual and 5,000 for families. And one of our advantages is that we have a fully equipped room with kitchen, living area, so that they can have a memorable and luxurious time while in the hotel.
So Celeste, actual parang talagang hindi kasi when you say suite, usually it's a big room with an anteroom with a living room and that's it. But in Linden Suites, you actually have the big room, you have the mini kitchen, you have the sala. So it's not just for single or double occupancy.
Right. Actually, we can accommodate family as good as as big as 8 persons, 6 adults and 2 kids. And not only that, we also welcome long-staying guests because we have a fully equipped facilities and all other space requirements such as office, clinic, therapy center. So we're ready to welcome not only our staycation market, but all others looking to have quality accommodation and events.
Yeah, because that seems to be the popular thing now, workcation. Yeah.
And there also some guests are looking for temporary clinic. So we are open to that requirement as well. So
What do you mean? What do you mean temporary clinic?
We have some office suites, office spaces that we can convert as a small clinic because right now we all know that some guests are hesitant or some customers are hesitant to go to hospitals. So some doctors are looking to that options of setting up a clinic, extension clinic to the hotels. So we're open to that requirement also. That's why, because right now we have to be very creative, especially that we don't have the quarantine market has shrunk. So we need to open our doors to different business options.
Okay, Celeste, just so that we don't get into trouble here or we don't miscommunicate, can you explain that concept of clinic in the Linden Suites? Kasi baka mamaya sabihin, Cito, sabi mo may clinic dun eh. Nagpapa-no-sleep ako. Wala naman pala eh.
Actually, we have Linden Suites kasi sir, we have office floors. Okay. Those office floors, we cater to different tenants. In fact, we have a derma clinic in place now in our 7th floor. So the customer will stay in the hotel can also visit clinics in other floors. But of course, it has different elevators and different entrance to maintain the social distancing and privacy.
Okay, kasi you're right. I know some people. The only time you will bring me to a hospital is if I can barely breathe or I had a heart attack. But otherwise, I am going to stay away from the hospital. Sinasabi nila. So what happens there is some doctors have put up extension clinics there. Na medyo saucy ang dating.
Right. And in terms of safety, we added actually extra processes to our cleaning process, not only our rooms, but also all our public spaces. We added like use of UV lights, misting machine, plasma, and we partner with Ecolab so that, to ensure that we're using the right chemicals and ensure the safety of our guests as we welcome them now.
Okay, but what about dining, etc.? Because I went crazy last night. Kakaisip ko, may nakita kaming Chinese restaurant. Tara dito, upak na. Mag-Chinese New Year na tayo dito. But, people may not be familiar with your outlets. So what kind of outlets do you have at the Linden Suites?
We have an outlet at the 2nd floor. We call it Happy Chef. Their specialty is Italian food. So right now, under alert level 2, capacity is 50%. We can also accept meeting and social events such as wedding, birthday parties, and all kinds of celebration at 50% capacity. So we're looking forward also to be on alert level 1, so it could be 100% capacity.
How safe is it to stay in the Linden Suites? I'm not making any negative suggestions, okay? Because if you remember when I opened the program and before I introduced you, I was referring to the commentaries of a number of people returning to the Philippines. Na sinasabi nila, kuya, mas safe pumunta mag-stay muna kami sa hotel or sa Airbnb. Now, what is your safety protocol so that your guests who are booked and your guests who are visiting when they engage do not end up exchanging bacteria or viruses?
Quarantine and non-quarantine guests have separate entrances, exits, elevators, dedicated room floors to ensure that there will be no commingling between these two types of guests. As mentioned earlier, we added also extra processes to our cleaning process. And on top of that, 100% of our associates are boosted, so that to ensure that safety, added the safety blanket both for our staff and for the guests, for the incoming guests. assuring guests a safer stay at the Linden Suites.
Do you, since in as much as you even have a derma clinic there, there are doctors with extension clinics there. Am I correct in presuming that antigen test is a standard for the Linden Suites?
It's not a requirement right now. The requirement to accommodate all the guests and visitors, you have to be fully vaccinated. So upon entering the building, we check the vaccination card. It's also a requirement when you make the booking. The guest has to email to us a copy of their vaccination cards. And
yeah, go ahead.
so we are actually adjusting our protocols based on the IATF and DOT advisories.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that your rooms even have a mini or small kitchen, so guests can prepare stuff. Now, you actually allow them to bring in food from outside and cook in those suites?
Yes, we do. And in fact, that's one of the things that our guests appreciate, because as Filipino love to have a mini reunion. So when they check in Linden, they bring in raw materials, and then they actually cook here and enjoy the experience with their family. So we provide all the cutleries, all the cooking equipment that they will need.
Okay. Pero wala ba kayong screening? Kasi alam mo, there are hotels I've been to na they have big signs. Absolutely no durian. Absolutely no whatever. Ayoko na sabihin.
Durian is prohibited. That's also one of the things we don't allow because it will affect the other guests. And also the cooking of danggit, because it can be very it can be very smelly. So those two things we don't allow.
Okay. Paano kung tuyo? Ganun din yun. Tuyo, danggit.
Danggit and tuyo, sir. Yes, we actually discourage that.
Okay, but how do you prevent problems among guests? Kasi, syempre, when you have families in suites, they tend to, baka mamaya may mag-karaoke pa dyan, etc. How do you control the environment, maintain the quality? Because, I mean, you have quite a reputation, good reputation, pero pagka ganyang pamilya na, it could be a challenge. What do you do?
First, we set a maximum allowable person in the room. Even if our rooms are spacious, there's a maximum limit of person, and then we also screen the equipment that they bring. Of course, we don't allow karaoke and like electric guitar, because the noise can affect the other guests. So we limit on that. But we allow visitors, especially now that alert level 2, based on the space that they will be getting, the room size that they will be getting.
Okay, what in terms of amenities, what does the Linden Suite have to offer? Because I mean, I have no intention of staying in the bedroom all day long for a week. Siyempre, iba gumagala, but I guess your location is excellent because you're walking distance from Mega Mall, you said,
right.
and all that. So medyo makaka-shopping sila, Mega Mall, Shangri-La, Robinson, okay rin. Walking distance din yun sa inyo, di ba?
Yes, sir. Coming from what you said, we are in the middle of the shopping district. So that's one thing that our guests can enjoy. And that's why we have a promo, a package inclusive of complimentary drop-off to different malls during weekends. So they won't have to think of the parking spaces that they will need when they go to the mall. And aside from that, we have health in the hotel. We have health club facilities, which includes our gym and an indoor pool. So they can get to enjoy that while they're inside the hotel.
Okay, pero bawal pa rin yung mga salon, spa, massage, etc. Or is it allowed already?
The spa, we still thinking about it. We haven't resumed that, but depending on the development of this virus, sir. Even in the pool and gym, we have also set a maximum number of allowable person based on the DTI DOT regulations.
Okay, now so location is superb. Apparent, I hope I heard correct. Your price range is 3,000 to 5,000. Was that correct?
Yes, it's just our promo rate as of
Yeah,
now.
promo rate. Yeah, promo rate, because everyone in the tourism industry seems to be in promo rate. Talagang we need to survive, sabi nga nila.
Right,
So
right.
in any case, so 3,000 to 5,000, fantastic location. There are free drop-offs to all of the malls in the area on weekends. But what about weekdays? Kasi siyempre may mga bisita ka na, Celeste, gusto namin magpunta sa shopping, baka ma-hold up kami. I mean, safe. I reckon that area is quite safe, right?
Yes, yes, it's very, very safe. I mean, Pasig, Ortigas Center Association are very particular in the safety of the guests around the area, given this is a business district.
Okay, now as far as we've talked about the hotel, a little about your history as a hotelier. What have been the bright spots of being in working in the hotel industry or in Linden Suites? Medyo ano ba yung mga memorable moments for you guys?
Well, most memorable is being a GM during this pandemic. It's, it changed
Why?
the game.
Okay, can you share that with our guests, with our viewers? Kasi most people think, oh wow, what a nice job. She lives in a hotel, libre ang ano niya, kwarto niya, libre pagkain niya. But little do they realize how difficult and how challenging that job is.
Okay, if you ask about my my learnings or the experience during the pandemic, I can use three words: adaptability, flexibility, and collaboration. From the announcement of the impending NCR lockdown, the first thing we did for the management team to come together to address tactical strategies. At that time, Sir Cito, we don't have any idea in the magnitude of change that this virus will bring. But our objective was to remain operational and, of course, profitable in the pandemic for the benefit of all our staff and stakeholders. So, to stay afloat, we repurpose our hotel as a quarantine facilities. This is the first time in in my experience as a hotel industry that we function not as a leisure hotel but as a quarantine facility. So we accommodated our dear OFWs and other overseas Filipinos. And then we also focus on pruning operational expenses to the minimum just to be able to survive given the lower revenue level. So
Okay.
it hasn't been an easy road to say the least. So, but
I'm happy that some of our viewers are appreciating this interview. We got a message from Mr. Densko of Calasiao, Pangasinan. I didn't know that Linden offers such services. They have nice facilities. Kasi, alam niyo po, kasi that's also part of the situation. Most people, the minute you say hotel, the minute you say suite, wala na, Pilipino, ano kagad medyo nasisindak kagad. We get, how do you call it? Medyo na intimidate. We get intimidated by this. But, good and quality service does not necessarily mean you can't afford it. So, thank you, Mr. Ko, for your message. Now, going back to your history, what are the things you wish that viewers and hotel guests know? Kasi there is one big hotel that I refuse to go to. They're nice people, really nice hotel, but they designed the walkway of their hotel with washout, yung gravel washout ba. And every time I went there for, yung mga doon ako binubook pag meron kami mga hosting job, madidinig mo yung trolley o yung luggage gumagaralgal sa sabi ko, I'm never coming back to this hotel. I don't care if I have to walk 2 kilometers. And I haven't. But, as far as the Linden Suites is concerned, you're all polished. Everything, from what I've seen in the video, pulido lahat, marble, kahoy, etc. What are the things you would like your guests to always remember when they are guests in a hotel?
Um, I think the pandemic has changed the mindset of the guest. I would say in general, they should get the right information prior checking in because the situation is still fluid. Especially recently that the requirements have changed abruptly. So I would suggest that the guest will check the website of the hotels, the website of DOT, so that they will get the right information. And we at the Linden, we have an open communication to all our incoming and in-house guests. We have Viber, we are live online at any given time to answer their queries. I think that's very important now that guests has a trusted source of information before they can actually check in.
Mm.
And
Okay.
Right now that while they are all boosted, it's safe to travel now. Because all the protocols in most hotels, especially the DOT accredited hotels, so that they will to ensure their safety while inside the property.
Okay. Well, ako talaga magpapa-invento na ako ng sound-triggered signs. Yung bang pag merong nagsisigawan or nag-uusap ng malakas sa hallway, biglang iilaw na please lower your volume o silence, observe silence kasi yan yung mga sakit, common things among hotel guests. Okay, but how sophisticated or how informed or kumbaga well-behaved are guests nowadays when they kasi I remember in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, in the 80s there were hotels that lived with nightmares from foreign guests from certain countries sending tourists who had never gone abroad before. Huwag na natin pag-usapan what nationality.
Shared of that guest.
How have things changed as far as you're concerned?
In the last, I would say, 2 years of this pandemic, since most of guests are OFWs and returning officers, and occupancy is single occupancy. So the rooms are kept in good condition. There's no party, there's no misuse because it's only single occupancy. So I guess it helped us save in our operational costs as well. And they are more conscious now in terms of safety. The first thing they will ask, what are our protocols and are we safe if we check in? So unlike before, it's not a top concern. And they're also very concerned about the internet because it's the way they communicate now. They wanted to get in touch with all their family members and ensure that we have a fast internet connection in the hotel.
Okay, well, that seems to be the case in many places now, but I'm glad we had this time, Celeste, and I will try my best to reconnect with the Linden kasi talagang matagal na ako namundok. So, matagal ako namundok, so I have to reconnect here in Metro Manila. But congratulations and for surviving things and for doing a great job. And we do hope that our viewers will consider and check out Linden Suites. Just contact Celeste Romualdo. Thank you very much, Celeste.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, yan po mga kaibigan, Celeste Romualdo, General Manager of the Linden Suites. And just a reminder, babasahin ko lang muna po ito, catch the 2022 presidential aspirants as they face the nation in Panata sa Bayan. The KBP Presidential Forum in collaboration with the kapisanan ng mga broadcasters ng Pilipinas. Parang redundant yun, ano? On February 4, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Tune in to Cignal TV, ay, ewan, sino ba sumulat nito? TV Channel 2, 250 HD and Channel 8 SD also available at the Cignal Play App. Sa madaling salita, February 4, there will be, okay, hindi naman debate, kumbaga tanungan ng mga presidential aspirant. Okay, so that will be aired on Channel 250 and Channel 8 here on One News PH. Okay, let's go to our blessing for the week. This Thursday, February 3, 2022, from the book of Isaiah 4, chapter 41, verse 10, Fear not, huwag kang matakot, for I am with you, kasama mo ko. Be not dismayed, huwag kang manghina ang loob, for I am your God. Ako ang iyong Panginoon. I will strengthen you. Palalakasin kita. Yes, I will help you. Oo, tutulungan kita. I will uphold you in my righteous right hand. Itataas kita sa kanang kamay ng aking paano ba yung righteous? Okay. Kadakilaan. Okay. Thank you very much. That's today's agenda. I'm Cito Beltran thanking you for joining us today. Please keep it here on One News PH. God bless all of you.
Parang masikip. Dali lang po.